Okay, up next, let's get back to talking about monitor modes and monitoring. What we're talking about here is when you're recording, what the software is playing back. So we want live to be recording and maybe, depending on our setup, playing back what we're recording. We have a couple different options here, right? We could have it be playing back through the speakers what we're recording live, like it directly playing it back. We could tell it to do that. We could tell it to play back everything except what we're hearing, or we could tell it to play back nothing. Um, and this is an important concept because uh, doing this wrong leads to feedback. And feedback is dangerous and bad. It's bad for your equipment, it's dangerous for your ears. Let's do it. So if I have this microphone plugged in right here, um, and I'm armed to record, these three buttons are our monitor modes. Right now, monitoring is off. That means that this microphone, all sound coming into this channel is not going to automatically go back out my speakers, right? If it did, then I would generate feedback or come very close to it. So what feedback means is there's sound coming out of the speakers. That sound is then going into the microphone, which is then coming out of the speakers, which is then going into the microphone, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and it gets a little louder every cycle until it just goes boo and it gets super loud and it feedbacks, and it's really loud. So if I turn this to in, that's what's going to happen. Um, let's try it. Check. Check. Ooh. Nicely done. Okay, so it didn't feed back because my speakers are pointed this way and my microphone is pointed this way. If I would have turned my microphone a little bit to pick up the speaker better, or I would have been using a more sensitive microphone, it would have started the cycle. But I could feel it right on the danger zone of starting. So it's very delicate and you don't want to do that. So if you're recording something and there's sound coming out of your speakers of what you're recording, you are in danger of creating significant feedback. So that's why we have monitor modes. We have three. We have off. Off means it is not going to play the sound that's coming into this channel. That's the best place to be, right? All these other channels are still going to play, and that's going to be fine. Auto means that it is going to play through when we're recording, but it's not going to when we're not recording. So I'm armed to record here, so auto right now is going to sound through. Check, check. Yes, it is coming through. So auto is going to play through, but if I take arm to record off, it's not going to come through. Whereas it still does if I go to in. But on auto, it's not playing through right now because I turned off arm to record. But once I'm armed, it's coming through. In means it's always coming through. Okay? So here's the rule. Leave it on off if sound is coming out of your speakers. Put it on auto if you're wearing headphones. It's totally okay if you're wearing headphones. You're not going to create feedback from your headphones to your microphone unless you have your headphones cranked up stupid loud. And if you do, you're damaging your ears anyway, so feedback isn't going to hurt you all that much. It's a terrible thing to say, but I guess it's kind of true. Put it on in. I don't know. There's not a good time to put it on in. I would stay away from just leaving it on in all the time. Maybe when you're checking your microphones, that might be an okay time to put it on. But in general, leave it on off. Okay, so those are our monitor modes. They protect our ears and they protect it from feeding back. You really don't want feedback to happen in your session. Okay, let's get on to actually recording and making some sound here.